What is up, guys? It is your least favorite moto vlogger, Brian636 here. Today we are in Sturgis, South Dakota, and a lot of these guys just competed at the Bell Brawl, and most of them are all going to go downtown for breakfast in Sturgis, but me and my Roadster are headed to Deadwood in South Dakota. I think Deadwood is one of the most historic places in all the U.S., so I'm super excited for this one, and these guys are all mounting up, so let's ride with the pack for as long as we can. Man, just speeding around here makes me nervous. The amount of police around Sturgis for this 2-week event is absolutely insane. They import cops from all over the state just to make their revenue for this 2 weeks. Oh, and I guess if you live under a freaking rock, Sturgis Bike Rally is an annual event that's been going on here for 81 years, and this little town of 6,000 residents for 2 weeks a year turns into a population of well over 500,000, sometimes reaching that 750,000 mark. Riders from all over the world flood here, not only to just meet each other, meet their favorite brands, test ride different bikes they've had their eye on, but ride in some of the probably most beautiful countryside roads that our country has to offer, the Black Hills, which also have a very storied past as far as Native American played a key role in the gold rush. And this is all stuff that I'll talk about once we get into the national forest. Look at that, your boy did his research. Sturgis, 6,627. I'm going to Deadwood. I'm going. Look at my guy with one leg, man, from Montana. That's what I'm saying. This might not be your part of bike life, you know, Harleys and, you know, long road distance, but it is a part of bike life. These people do live and breathe motorcycles, just like us on this channel. Whether you're a stunt rider, a Grom enthusiast, a supermoto addict, this is kind of the main strip here. I think it's always cool to pay attention to like where the license plates are all from, because it's crazy. Tennessee, Utah, Massachusetts, Minnesota. Just looking around, man, it's crazy. Kind of nice having an all-street legal bike too. You're most likely going to get stopped here in Sturgis, so to have like the tail lights and the turn signals and full coverage insurance and all that is kind of nice. We are now entering the Black Hills, as you can see.
It's about to go down.
State troopers are out here. It's called the Black Hills because they look black from a distance because there were so many fires here. It's also an extremely sacred place for the Native American tribes that once inhabited this countryside. Now, why is there many Native Americans here today? Well, that's part of America's really, really ugly past, and especially over here. Our government in the late 1800s not only ignored treaties, but really did let greed get to them when it came to letting the white man in these hills for the sole reason that there was rumors to be gold here. A little bit of hand drag. Now, there was already treaties in place that this was going to be Native American territory until people found out that, hey, there might be some gold here, and this is during the thick of the gold rush. This is what this Roadster was built for, man. These corners, nice good sticky tires on her, some good suspension. You literally have to go through the Black Hills to get to Deadwood. It is an extremely isolated little town here in the heart of it. Now, why was this such a lawless and dangerous place to live back in those late 1800s? Well, it was basically a free-for-all for any type of slime bag and criminal out there, because they were already not technically allowed here. White men were not allowed here, and especially for the purpose of finding gold and digging. So these are already people who are willing to ignore laws in the first place. So it really did attract kind of a rougher edge. Guys that wanted to strike gold, get rich quick, and party like a rock star. And that's really all there was in this downtown area that we're about to get into. Look at that. Triumph. Not bad for a Monday morning, man. Just a nice cruise by yourself, 70, sunny. Like I was saying, man, you can do your stunt riding, you can do supermoto, you can go do hooligan stuff all you want. This is just a different type of bike life, not any more or less fun. I just enjoy being on a bike, period. So the stunting and craziness all around it is fun. That's a cherry on top, but man, this is the meat and potatoes right here. There we are at Deadwood, population 1,200 people. Welcome to Deadwood. where Western legends were born. And legends there definitely was here. This is the town where Wild Bill Hickok was shot in the head, all while playing a game of cards. He was kind of like a folklore hero slash villain in law enforcement, rumored to have killed like 100 people or something like that in the Wild West in shootouts. In the heart of the hills, man. This is literally ground zero for the gold rush. If you were willing to risk it, possibly gonna get killed by Indians or by some other criminal on the run or something like that, you had the balls to come out here, ignore a treaty, do all that stuff, this would not be a bad place to lay your head. Historic Main Street, Deadwood. Take a step back in history here, people. Instead of horses, these boys got motorcycles. Pretty heavy police presence over here in Deadwood as well, man. They just ship cops in from all over the states into some of these surrounding areas where all these riders are. And there's so many motorcycle clubs. Draws in the whole crowd. Good, bad, the ugly, all of it. Got a brothel here, huh? Got some working girls. The trial of Jack McCall. That's who actually killed Wild Bill Hickok. And I'm ready to park my bike and get something to eat. I think that's where we'll eat. Saloon 10. No motorcycle color. I don't know what that other thing says. No guns, maybe. I don't know. Go ahead, throw her back. It's a nice part about riding by yourself, man. Especially this bike too. Can fit in anywhere. Old girl is so dirty. Let's go get something to eat. Sawdust all over the floor. Is this the bar Wild Bill Hickok was killed in?
He was shot in Saloon 10 when it was down the street, but this is a replica of what it was.
Okay.
The entire town burned down 3 years after he was killed, so.
Really? The entire town burned down? Alright guys, let's try that again because I ended up just drinking a bunch of Jack and Cokes, talking to a couple from Florida. Now here I am, no food, it's 1 in the afternoon, played a couple hands of blackjack, and I'm a little bit tipsy. So I need some food and to hang out down here because apparently Saloon number 10 does not sell food until like 2 in the afternoon. So I gotta find something around here. Nothing but saloons. Nothing like a couple Jack and Cokes for breakfast. What's this? Mustang Sally's. No, this looks good. We'll go here. Pretty good burger. Really long wait though, but what are you gonna do? This whole place is slammed. I've already been down here for like 2.5 hours. Gambling, drinking, eating. Gotta get out of here before I get shot in the back of the head like Wild Bill Hickok. And this whole town burns down again. A lot of that, fuck Biden, fuck Harris, fuck Corona, let's ride. Fuck Biden, you should have swallowed. Jesus. The Harley crowd is pretty hardcore conservative. I try to stay out of politics as much as humanly possible on this channel. I try to focus on history, but I'll be lying if I said that the Harley crowd is not extremely conservative. Extremely. And Sturgis is like the epicenter of it. So if you like your guns, your beer, your Trump 2024 bumper stickers and all that shit, Sturgis, Deadwood, Spearfish, all this area during the rally is where you want to be, I guess. I will tell you what though, this is the most safe place that I've ever done a hood eats in. I asked the bartender in the Saloon 10, the first bar I went to, how is crime here and stuff. She said it's pretty much non-existent. There's no shootings, no nothing like that. So to say that there's hasn't been any shootings probably within the last year here is huge. I've never done a hood eats in a place where there hasn't been any shootings in a year. That's crazy. Places in the US exist like that. I mean, definitely not Chicago. Look at my guy in the turbo, man. Thing's insane. Holy shit. Wow. You would literally just hear the turbo spooling on that thing. cool that places like this still exist in America, man. Kind of a sad part of American history, how we took this land from the Native Americans. A pretty brutal way for a pure motivation of just greed. It's an important part of American history. It's as Wild West as it comes, baby. Look at that fucking horse. A horse just walking. Look at the rolling burnout mark. Oh my god. This has got to be one of the coolest hood eats I've ever done. I know there's a lack of hooliganism in here, but I gotta tell you, this has got to be probably the coolest one I've ever done. As far as history and scenery goes, I don't know if I'm ever gonna beat this, boys. My fondest childhood memories, actually, was coming to the Black Hills and to Mount Rushmore and to Deadwood with my dad when he had an RV when I was about 10 or 11 years old. And I'll never forget that trip, because the amount of like history and stuff I learned on it was just crazy. Growing up in Chicago your whole life, and then getting to come out here in this hill country and shit, I think that was the first time I saw mountains. Pretty eye-opening, man. Definitely something you remember as a kid. You go down, you go off one of these cliffs, it's gonna be a bad fucking day. Oh shit, it's not even a bike crash, it's one of these Vanderhalls slammed into the front of a car. Holy crap, man. Fucking three-wheelers. Alright guys, I'm sure my GoPro is getting very low, because this is the same battery I used to film yesterday's Bell Brawl run. I'm having a great time out here on the Harley. I'm so happy that I actually have like a dependable bike, a street legal dependable Harley like this one. If you guys enjoyed this episode of Hood Eats as we're getting back into Sturgis, make sure to hit the like button. It really helps me out a lot. If you're new here, make sure to fucking subscribe, please. Join my family. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And if you like me drinking my breakfast, you know, Jack and Cokes all morning, leave me a comment down below what your favorite drink is for breakfast. As always, this is your least favorite motovlogger, Brian636, signing out from South Dakota. Excited to get back to my crowded, dirty Chicago. I'm getting out of here. Peace.